I know it's going to be a bit loud because I'm next to the freeways and stuff and all that, but I just got something and it's just really powerful. After I just made the 2 videos, God was like, talk about the rag. So if you have a really dry rag and you pour water on that rag, it will pour off. It won't soak the rag. But if you pour the water and you restrain the rag, like you pour the water and then you squeeze the rag, then the water will soak in. You can't put new wine in an old mindset. That's the whole metaphor of that. You got to really test the spirit. Gaining all this knowledge and all this stuff, it was like the water hitting a dry rag. People are wondering why they're thirsty, why they're dry, why they feel hollow. Well, Jesus said, if you know me, your cup overfloweth. So if we truly know Christ, then our cup overfloweth. If our cups are dry and empty, that should tell you, are you living for yourself or are you actually living for Christ? Because from the heart poureth what the heart is. If you really are of Christ, your cup overfloweth, and you can't have a dry cup. If you have a dry cup, then you got to ask yourself, am I actually living for myself, or am I living for Christ, living through Christ? It's like a rag. I have a rag in my backpack, and I'm just going to get a water bottle to demonstrate this. But if you're just going to church and all that, and you're not getting nothing out of it, then why are you going to church? Like I go on to an online church, and what I get from the church, I apply it to my life. So like when you go to church or after a Bible study, what did you retain from it? That's the question. Are you actually retaining anything? Or is it just going out one ear, out the other? Because if you're living for yourself, then until your questions get answered, everything the preacher or the online ministry is saying is not going to really soak in. It's going to be like a dry rag. And you're going to keep coming to the well all the time. And then you're going to get frustrated, like, why isn't this working? Why is this not working? And it's because you're living for yourself. You're not living for Christ. You're living for yourself. You're supposed to die to yourself. You're born again in the Spirit of Jesus Christ. So if you're born in the Spirit of Jesus Christ, then as you live in the Spirit, you will not be tempted to any of the lust or the fleshly pleasures or any of that. I'm just learning, I'm learning every day this, and it's just like mind-blowing when it actually sets in. It's like, wow. But anyways, you all have a good day.